Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to everyone. This is Gemini Hidden AI Apps episode 4. All for the whole month of March, we'll be actually focusing on Tuesdays, hidden apps that Gemini offers that most people don't know about. So today's going to be an amazing episode. Want to welcome all our new people on the Zoom chat and on the live stream. Christy, Jillian, Rita, Trevor, I see you. Thank you for joining. AI Johnny, ready for this?
Man, this is going to be a great show, brother. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm worried that I'm going to find out at this ripe old age in my life that I've chosen the wrong career path.
Yeah, I know Christy actually is probably going to be checking this episode out specifically because she's going to like this episode specifically because we'll be talking about career paths, especially for college kids and people going into college. All right, here we go, guys.
Welcome to Season 10 of Airhead Institute, your 45-minute AI power-up at noon Eastern. This month, we are broadcasting live across all the socials and Zoom. If you're new here, join our free AI community to grow alongside other curious minds and give your kids a head start by enrolling them in the Airhead After-School program. Here's March's weekly lineup. Mondays, we take the training wheels off securely in the Open Claw Bootcamp. Tuesdays, we explore bleeding-edge tools from Google Labs in Gemini Hidden AI Apps. Wednesdays, we equip the next generation in AI Gateway to College. Thursdays, we uncover productivity and marketing tools in Hidden AI Gems, Starters. Fridays, we explore human purpose in an automated society in Humanity 2.0, No Jobs Edition. We're making AI practical, powerful, and accessible for everyone. No tech background? No problem. Whether you're a student, professional, or lifelong learner, just show up. Guided by your hosts, AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're keeping it bold, brainy, and built for real-world impact. AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind.
Welcome back, everybody, to Season 10 of Airhead Institute. I'm AI Johnny, and today is Episode 4 of Gemini Hidden AI Apps. Your degree is a piece of paper, your life is a data set. Most people see their wasted hours, gaming marathons, or barista shifts as just background noise. They're wrong. Those are untapped signals. In the next 45 minutes, we're weaponizing those signals. We're using Google Career Dreamer to translate your scattered hobbies into mathematical embeddings that you can use. This isn't a personality quiz, it's a high-definition roadmap that maps your messy reality into a visual career trajectory you didn't even know existed. The market is shifting under your feet. Today, we stop guessing about career calculating. And to show you how it's done, here is AI Junior. I caught him at 4 a.m. this morning trying to prompt engineer his way into a professional Netflix critic using role modeling nothing but a bag of Cheetos and a raw audacity. AI Junior, put down those snacks and show these people the real magic.
AI Johnny, love that intro. The model told me about my embeddings that were better suited for a streaming platform UI tester, which is a really real job. But welcome everyone to the actual classroom. This week we're exploring the bleeding edge tools in the Google ecosystem that are hidden but not forgotten. Remember, this is an immersive class, so just like if you were to be dropped in the middle of a foreign country, you might get lost at first. El futuro de tu carrera está en la inteligencia artificial. But stick with us, you'll pick up a word or two the first week, and before you know it, you're fully fluent in AI. Join us for a class every single day, and just like that, you'll be speaking like a pro. If you're on Zoom, unmute and ask your questions real time. If you're on socials, there's a 30-second delay, so type your question early. We are not ignoring you. AI Johnny, ready?
En la inteligencia artificial. I'm learning it already, brother.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Before we even touched the software, we went straight to our official large language model of the month, Gemini. And we asked the large language model of the month to analyze the newly updated Grow with Google documentation for us. And I asked it one specific question. Are you ready?
Definitely.
What is the single most mind-blowing fact about Career Dreamer right now? Junior, AI Junior, what did Gemini say?
All right, so AI Johnny. So again, Gemini highlighted that Career Dreamer no longer relies on a simple text box. It uses structural profile to generate a deep semantic search queries, identifying hybrid careers by tuning your exact life experiences into numerical embeddings that match global job market data. So again, if you're joining us for the first time, Adrian, I see you actually in the Zoom chat. Thanks for joining, and everybody on the live chat. So if you actually join us for the first time, if you don't understand every single word that we're talking about, we're in the month of education space, and we're actually focused on education here at Airhead Institute. We change our themes every single month. So if you don't understand it, eventually you'll pick up a word or two, like my intro said. So don't worry about the things that you don't catch. And it's an interactive class. So go ahead and ask your questions live. All right, AI Johnny. So yes, so that's what Gemini actually said. You can turn your hybrid career into exact life experiences, into numerical embeddings that match global market data.
That is a bold claim, brother. I'm just sitting back hoping that AI doesn't tell me that I should have been a professional baseball player. But let's fire up the screen, brother, and see if Gemini is right.
All right. So check this out, yeah, Johnny. So I'm gonna drop the link to Career Dreamer here. So Career Dreamer itself, I see reactions from Rita in the Zoom chat. Love it, Rita. All right, so we're gonna go to Career Dreamer. Now, again, we are focusing on the theme for this month for Tuesday is Gemini Hidden AI Apps. So we're showcasing, this is episode 4. So this is the fourth Tuesday in the month of March. We have one more episode for the season finale next week, and we're focusing on all the hidden AI apps that Gemini has to offer. And if you're actually paying for a Gemini subscription, you get all of these for free. If you have a Google account, you might even get those for free as well. So check this out, AI Johnny. So I have dropped the link to Career Dreamer on the website, on the chat, so everybody can actually play it along at home. And let's say, for example, I am just a regular college kid or a high school kid, and I really don't know where my life is going. You know, AI is actually here. I have no idea how can I turn my fun stuff into real life work experience. So Google has actually built a really nice tool that allows you, whether you're a kid going into college, whether you're in college, whether you have a student who's actually in college, going to college, or you just want to try to expand your skill set and upskill, Career Dreamer is actually a tool for you. All right, so what we're going to do is, for education purposes, we are going to, let's say, for example, pretend that we're a student. We're going to build a profile for a typical high school or college student who loves the game. Let's say, for example, they work part-time at a coffee shop and they play a lot of Minecraft and they run a Discord server. So for education, we're going to start. Yeah, Johnny, ready? Can you see my screen?
I am ready. Let's
All
rock
right.
and roll, brother.
All right, so in Career Dreamer, we're going to give you a little taste of the tool. So you actually launch, and it says to start, type your current or previous role. So we are students, right? And because we're a student, it's asking what level. So we're going to go ahead and say we're a high school kid. And because of that, we're going to go next. And it says, what's your favorite subject? We're going to say that our favorite subject is, and just give me something random, AI Johnny. What's your favorite subject?
Social studies.
All right. All right, so it's a social studies. So a high school kid with social studies, and it's creating some insights right now, and it's gonna say, hey, at least 3 skills that apply to you. So we can actually pick a couple. So we can say communication, and again, we're just picking these just to show you the demo of what can be done. So analytical thinking, and you can say more skills. So you can say things like conflict resolution. So you can add as many skills as you want. Conflict resolution, right? So you can actually build your personal profile on whatever you think actually matters to you. So let's add another one. Let's say digital, spatial design. See, like interior decorating. Let's say spacecraft. Okay. And we can say next. Now, what that does, it actually builds a personal profile of you. And what it does is it tries to figure out your identity statement. So it says, I apply a background in social studies and technical knowledge in spacecraft to navigate complex challenges through analytical reading, clear communication, and conflict resolution. Now, because you actually have that, you can add your personal information like experience. You can add more things like your interests. So let's say, for example, you like gaming. You like gaming. And what Google Career Dreamer is actually doing is actually piecing together all the things that actually matter to you and then trying to come up with things that are actually important that you may be really great in a job. Now, let's fast forward to what you can actually do. So in education, we put in things like high school, we actually put in, conflict resolution. We like playing video games. We work at a coffee shop. We do all those things. You can actually explore the paths that are available to you. Now, this is the part that blows my mind, AI Johnny. One of them, now again, it's going to generate a lot of things and you can actually navigate where you want. Based on those things, you can figure out a career path. The one that actually came up that I did earlier that is going to be hard to actually find is being a project manager. And the reason why it's a project manager is going to be a little bit interesting. Many career paths based on the things that you put. Now, the little blue dots are actually showing the standard things that it can actually you know figure out based on your likes, your wants, your needs. And the little green dots itself are actually on the size of the AI saying, hey, let's jump to Gemini, let's talk about this a little bit more. So the point is, this is actually a really interesting way to be able to see, put in your profile the things that you like, and then figuring out a career path that may be interesting to you. So a lot of kids may be not sure where they want to go in life. This actually tool helps you figure that out. And I did like the, finding the path of the project manager from being a person who was a guild master. If you don't know what a guild master is, you're not necessarily lost. Don't worry. Guild master is just a person who actually, is like one of the main people inside their video games that actually, help their team progress on a mission. Right, AI Johnny?
So, so it looks like it picks some career things based on just the handful of stuff that you gave it, right?
That is correct. So if you saw, like I said, space, it actually recommended aerospace engineer. It tells you that it needs a bachelor's degree, 6 years of experience. You said that you said you said social studies. So it actually has social human service specialist. So it actually figures out all the things that may be associated that you may like as a career and help you get there and what that career does.
So it didn't just tell you to go to work in IT. Those embeddings map out a whole universe of careers that actually fit the gamer's personality.
Exactly. So because
Is
of that,
Myers and Briggs aware of this? Do you know what
their
Myers and Briggs is?
their personality test is probably going to be dead eventually. I love that reference, yeah, Johnny. So yeah, Johnny, let's actually Shauna, Adrian, I see you joining the Zoom chat. Thanks for joining. We're talking about Career Dreamer Here app. I'm going to drop it again in the chat for those who are joining late or in the live stream. All right, so AI Johnny, let's get to the word of the day because we spoke about embeddings and the powerful of this. Now, this is an AI class, and if you're joining us for the first time, we are actually always underlying the AI so that you actually learn about these tools, these nice tools, and you also actually learn about the actual tech behind the scenes. So let's talk about the word of the day.
So today, the word of the day, we promise not to make this too technical, embeddings, which means the process of converting words, concepts, or data into numbers so that AI can mathematically understand the relationships. I used to use the classic example where you take the word king and subtract male and add female. The AI gives you queen, but Junior gives us an example that will really rock their worlds when it comes to being a student looking for a career.
Yeah.
Understand all that?
Definitely. And Jillian actually mentioned something in the chat, so I just want to bring that in. Again, thank you, Jillian. So I love that this is a great for kids that are undecided. You're absolutely right, Jillian. You don't know how many kids I actually come across where they say, "Hey, AI Junior, you actually, what field should I go in? is college even worth it? Lots of these questions. And, if you're actually following these classes, we're definitely encouraging kids to go to college. We're trying to help them on the path. And on our Wednesdays show, we talk about AI's role in education. So if you actually really want to come back for tomorrow's episode, we're going to learn about that as well. So thanks, Jillian, for that. Oh, you love it. You sent the link to two people already. I love that, Jillian. All right, Shauna, thanks. We see that heart. All right, so AI Johnny. So let's talk about embeddings for a second because it is actually the fundamental portion of what's going on with the AI model behind the scenes. Now, again, if you guys are actually not understanding all the words, these are in immersive class, so don't sweat too much. All right, so check this out. So let's use gaming. So you probably know a teenager or some kid who loves gaming. Now, I love gaming, right? So you actually have this juxtaposition of on the left, you have that gamer. Now, if you do math, right, you know that you can do add, subtract, minus, those type of things to numbers, but you could actually do it with words. So I'm going to give you guys an example. So let's say, for example, you're a guild leader who organizes player raids of about 50 people in a video game every week. So whether you're playing a real-time strategy game or whatever it is, you probably say to yourself, you know what, my parents or my family member thinks I'm wasting a lot of time. I'm not developing any skill. Check this out. So the skill that you're actually developing is not just playing video games, right? What the AI is doing is actually creating an embedding for this behavior. So if you think about it, for things like resource management, team leadership, strategic planning, you never associate it with a guild leader, but that's really what it is. So if you actually take the mathematical equation of, say, for example, a guild leader, you are maintaining 50 characters in the game. You're trying to go fight and take over a territory or boss. You're capturing resources. The AI itself has these embeddings and says, hey, if you do the math for a guild leader, you subtract the concept of a fantasy video game and you add the concept of a tech company, the AI calculates a brand new coordinate and that lands exactly on project manager because that's what a guild leader is in the real world. So it realizes that human skill are exactly the same. You just swapped the swords for software. Right, AI Johnny?
Wax on, wax off, brother.
Yep. So I'm sure your mind is blown right now. So not looking at the fact of just playing video games, you're actually looking at the DNA of your hobby and realizing it's the exact same math as $100,000 tech job. So it's not looking at your soul; it's looking at your soul, not the job title. All right. Shauna, thanks for that. Love the parallel. All right. Yeah, Johnny, let's get into the killer features of Career Dreamer because I want people to make sure that they understand the power of this tool. It's actually a really, really good tool. Does anybody have any questions with respect to what embeddings are or any questions relating to what embeddings are with related to the database? Because it's a really important concept to understand. So we've been hammering the word embeddings and vector databases all the month of March. We are going to switch to new words that we're going to keep hammering. Just like again, if we are in a foreign country, we keep hearing the word baño or food, comida, those type of things. So we want to actually let you guys learn the words as we go. So we're going to reset the words in the next season, which is season 11 of Airhead. And so we're killing the words Airhead. Sorry, we're hammering to death the words embeddings, vector databases, those are things, so you guys can actually learn it. All right.
Let's talk about the killer features. This is an updated version of Career Dreamer. And one of the great features is the visual career map. Instead of a boring list of bullet points that say things that you can go in, the output is dynamic interactive map that groups similar jobs together conceptually using that DNA mapping we just talked about. So it's definitely better than Myers-Briggs, I'll tell you that.
Definitely. So we actually have a couple of comments. I want to go to the comments in the actual chat. So Johnny, should I read your question or comments?
Do what you need to do, brother.
So you said how many people that are currently in the workforce are going to need this if and when AI displaces them? So definitely right. This will help a lot because it actually has the AI jobs built into this actual career trajectory. Shauna says, love the parallel. And Jillian says, never thought of that, but it's a great way to look at it. Jillian, a lot of kids right now playing lots of video games, and they probably are saying, what can I do with that video game skill? So many amazing skills can we actually learn from being a guild master or actually playing a specific role in a video game, problem solving. Those translate into real world jobs. So thank you for that, Jillian. All right, yeah, Johnny, what were you saying? So the first killer feature was a visual career map, right?
Right. And then the next one is the identity generator. But before we get to that, I do have a 4-year-old who is addicted to Roblox. Plays it all the time. My wife tells me I got to get her off Roblox. Should I have the 4-year-old jump onto this dreamer and so I can tell my wife all the great skills she's building on that video game?
Hey, you know what, yeah, Johnny? If it's building some skills, guaranteed if she actually does it for the next 20 years till when she graduates with her bachelor's degree, she probably be the master of something special. Love it.
Yep. All right, the identity generator. It performs an incredible zero-shot reasoning to write a professional summary for you, automatically translating your raw skills, like dealing with angry coffee customers, into high-level corporate jargon like de-escalation and client success. I
Yeah,
got to
so
say, I'm impressed.
yep. So just want to let people understand. So yeah, Johnny used the word zero shot. So we want to just give a little bit of background what zero shot is. So when you actually are prompting the AI, that's called prompting. And what happens is when you actually, I shouldn't say prompting, when you put in text or put in some information, you're prompting. Now, when you're actually talking about zero shot, what's happening is you're providing it no examples to give you back what you want. So if I were to say, write me a poem, that is called zero shot. You're not saying, write me a poem and here's an example of a poem I want you to actually model. So if you were to say, I gave it one example of a poem, let's say, for example, the one example was, a 4 lines and it actually rhymes with the last words, it will give you back something similar. That's one shot prompting. Two shot prompting is if I give it two examples, it will say, aha, I see the pattern. It's a little bit more strict. It says, not only just it's rhyming, you're actually starting the first letter of every single sentence that spells a word. If you give it three examples, that's called three-shot prompting, right? So it's the same exact concept. So hopefully you guys can use that. And I love the de-escalation example of talking to angry coffee customers if you're actually a teenager. I'm sure that happens all the time. Yeah, Jenny, what's the next one?
Hybrid discovery. By relying on advanced embeddings, the tool surfaces AI-specific results, which are the little green dots, that traditional keyword searches would completely miss.
Yeah, so this is the part that's actually rather interesting. So Google has done a really, really, really good job here that the blue dots are the traditional ones that everybody would actually remember and think. But the AI is saying, hey, let me actually highlight just a little bit more for things that are on the outskirts that normal people would not actually search. So in the example of we said that we're a coffee shop or we like they're a gamer. This one here, conflict resolution specialist. I've never heard of a job called conflict resolution specialist, but by highlighting that specific thing, it gives you the fringes that you'd have never even known about. So, yeah, Johnny, can you actually read the text on this? Let me make it bigger for you guys. I think I just lost it. Where is conflict resolution specialist? Here it is. So if you actually see here, the conflict resolution specialist says, as a conflict resolution specialist, you would assist individuals or groups in resolving disputes through mediation and negotiation, leveraging your strong communication and conflict resolution skill. Your background in social studies and analytical reading suggests a solid foundation for understanding complex interpersonal dynamics through direct experience in mediation or negotiation would be beneficial to develop fully for this role. So it's actually a really, 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 really good tool to actually explore, even if you're in the workforce and you want to do something like upskilling or you want to be able to change careers, because you never know what skills you have that may be applicable to other roles that you're just completely ignoring right now. So I really love this tool.
So once you have all your information in and it knows enough about you, if it gives you one of these circular paths of all the careers, there's 100 careers there. How do you choose?
That comes down to the great guidance counselors, the great mentors that you have in your life, and just a personal feel, right? If you're actually passionate about something, I'm sure, you're going to pursue it with all your heart and all your dream and all your might. So, there's something for everybody.
I would like a wearable so that it's measuring my blood pressure and my dopamine levels and my serotonin levels. And then I would like it to just show me or state to me each of the careers and measuring my level of dopamine. And then it just tells me these are the things that you're excited about. These are the things that you're passionate about. Do these things. And I'm only saying that because I'm extremely lazy.
Yeah, Johnny, one day they will actually have that. Eventually, one day we'll have that. I see a lot of reactions in the Zoom chat and the live stream. So thank you guys for that. For that. All right, yeah, Johnny, let's get to the pricing, because the pricing is probably where people are going to be like, whoa, 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 hold on. How much is this? This is too great too great to actually just give away for free. Actually, hold on. Christy actually did mention something in the chat. Let's bring her comment in. So Christy said, I do like the fact that it gives you average salary. Yes, you're so correct as well. Shauna says, AI Johnny cracks me up. So true. AI Johnny cracks us up every single day at Airhead Institute. All right, AI Johnny. So what is this going to cost us?
Well, hang on. Before we get to that, we have to know what the average salary is so that we can afford to pay for one of these plans. And oh, by the way, I want to upgrade my wearables. I don't want it to show me the job. In fact, before it shows me the job, I want it to show me the average salary because I might not even want to see the job.
Yeah,
Who
you're
knows?
so
See it,
right.
Christy. All
Yep.
right. So here are the levels that you have for this product. There's the Dabbler, which is free. Everyone gets 100% access to the Career Dreamer tool for $0, exactly the same price as the Myers-Briggs, I think. You can map out as many careers as you want.
Yeah, so this is the best part. It is actually in beta. So obviously we're hyping this up and showing you guys that this is free no matter what. So if you're actually, whether you're, we usually like to break things down inside the people who dabble in the software, who are the side hustlers, are the actual enterprise, the powerhouse. All of the tiers are free. So if you actually have a student or you have somebody who's thinking about upskilling on changing career, please, please, please go over to this tool. It is actually a really, really good tool. I'm going to drop it again in the live stream in the chat. So anybody who actually is joining late, they have access to that as well. So yes, AI Johnny, it's practically free. All right, let's take a little bit let's take a little bit deeper dive onto what's going on behind the scenes. Again, we're an AI show here, so we're just not just talking about the impressive tool, but we're teaching you about the concepts and the theory behind the scenes that you'll pick up in this immersive class. Again, if you think that you're going to learn something every single time, you will pick up one or two things. So AI Johnny, go ahead.
Are we going into the deeper dive or are we going to keep talking about the side hustler and the powerhouse versions of this software?
We're hitting the deeper dive. We're going into space right now.
Okay. Folks, plug your ears if you don't care about the back end magic. Junior, what's under the hood of this thing and how do these embeddings actually plot these dots on the screen without being too wildly technical?
All right. So we do know that we actually have some software engineers here. We have some technical people here. So I don't ever want to leave those people out. So if you're, going to actually understand the deeper stuff on the AI, this segment is for you. If not, you can actually just just listen a little bit and you may pick something up. So check this out, AI Johnny. So what's really happening behind the scenes is they actually have words and words mean something. So just like how you and I have, a conversation and we're using words to communicate, those words need to mean something to a computer. Now, a computer doesn't understand the meaning of the word, math or the word English or queen or those type of things. But what happened is they can actually turn it into math. And the reason why they can actually turn it into math because those math things, those words have what's called semantic meaning. So check this out, AI Johnny. So they take the words and they turn it into math meanings and they plot it on a very, very high dimensional database called a vector database. These vector database has thousands, if not tens of thousands of directions. Now, if you actually see the visual on the screen, the vector database itself looks something, we're doing an analogy here, something like the universe, and your student profile itself is some galaxy or some solar system or some star system here. Now, what happens is there is a directionality where the match jobs have a path mathematically. Now, because it is actually stored in what's known as latent space, that means a multi-dimension array of a graph. It knows that there's a path from your student profile to the match jobs. And that match job could have matches to other match jobs, which, based on your profile, means something. So, example, if you talk about a guild leader itself is actually a boss, or a I don't want to say the word project manager because that's going to be too easy, is practically a manager for a group of people. That word itself means something mathematically, and that graph matches to a project manager, which is why it's able to figure out easily from those embeddings that a guild leader could also be a project manager. And that's what is happening behind the scenes inside this vector database with these math models. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, Johnny, did I lose anybody? Did anybody fall asleep?
Nope. So it's like a GPS for your life, calculating the fastest road through a city of 1 billion different job titles.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Shauna, for that. You're right. It's like a GPS for your life. I love that analogy, AI Johnny. All right. What's next, AI Johnny?
Well, takeaways and applications.
All right.
So how can you use this application right now? Some
Yep.
creative uses. Are you ready?
Sure.
If you are looking to choose a major in college, you can use this tool for college major selection. Stop guessing at what to study. Put your hobbies in here and let the map show you which major actually leads to a job that you'll enjoy or at least be qualified for
Yeah,
and get
and
paid enough.
yeah, and Johnny, Johnny, I can't tell you how much that a lot of kids are so worried because they're automatically already don't like an AI. They're also saying, why even go to college? So I hear that sentiment all the time, and it actually breaks my heart to actually not make them realize that there are so many possibilities that they can actually use, and so many jobs that they can actually explore. And this tool itself is a really, really great way to turn your hobbies and your excitement into actually real world career paths. I love it, yeah, Johnny.
You know, when I went to college, I couldn't choose a career, I couldn't choose a major, and so they put me in a thing called general studies. I didn't choose to be in general studies; they chose that for me. So not only could the student who hasn't made up his mind yet could use this tool to help make up its mind, the administrators could use this tool alongside the student and say, just fill out this short quiz online, and then the administrators can put students into careers that are more aligned with what they would be good at than just general studies. So it's not just for the students; it's also for the administrators.
You're so
Am
right.
I on?
You're so right. I didn't even think about that example. See, lots of hearts there going on. Shauna's telling me, we're still here, AI Junior. We're getting used to all your nerding out zone. And Julian is actually saying exactly. So definitely thank you guys for the feedback and the actual reactions. We see those coming in. Go ahead, AI Johnny. What's the other creative uses that we can actually have for this tool?
So the information that's provided to you from this tool can be used to overhaul your resume. If you copy the generated career identity statement directly into the very first LinkedIn bio that you create to instantly sound professional, even if you only worked in retail. So, I mean, I remember when I was in college and I was trying to build my first resume, I was like, I don't know how to build one of these things. So this is also something that can help you put together a resume. It doesn't sound like, hey, I worked at Burger King and I had a paper route. It'll actually show you what skills you have in the real workforce because no adults deliver papers anymore.
You're right. And yeah, Johnny, I'm going to give probably the one of the funniest ones that I actually remember. So, if say for example, when I was just starting out, you have no experience, the job say, oh, we can't hire you because you have no experience, right? So imagine you can't get the experience because they won't hire you because you don't have experience. So you're in this like catch 22 situation or this chicken and egg situation where I can't get the job without the experience. And if I don't have the experience, I can't get a job. So what happens is in the earlier part of the actual show, we actually showed that, hey, if you're actually a guild leader, nobody will ever connect a guild leader to a project manager. No one ever connects that, you know, you actually work at Starbucks or a coffee shop. And because you're dealing with angry customers, you're talking about conflict resolution and de-escalation, right? So all those skills map that people don't even realize. So when you put those things that you have on your resume, it's a really, really great way to showcase your skills. I love it, AI Johnny. What's next?
Parent-teen bonding. Parents, sit down with your teenagers and map out their gaming or social media interests to show them real-world jobs that they'll actually care about.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sean is actually saying, "Man, my gamer teenage daughter will so love this class." Thank you, Shauna. You can definitely reshare it with her if you're actually an Airhead Pro member. Actually, you can go over to the archives and watch all our episodes. We're in season 10, and we change the season every single month. Again, the month of March, we are doing education space as our theme. We're going to be changing themes again next month. So to keep it fresh and keep it exciting, so not to actually repeat the same exact things over and over and over. So love that, Shauna. All right, yeah, Johnny, ready for some technical things you can do with this?
Sure. Let's talk about semantics and tokens and latent space and all kinds of words that I've never heard of before. Go for it, brother.
All right, so you can actually use this app to do what's known as skill gap analysis. So you can use a visual map to identify which specific technical skills that you're actually missing. So you can actually get certifications to do what's known as bridge the gap between your current gig and your dream role, right? So if you're looking for, you know, if you're, say for example, you're in conflict resolution, there might be just one extra hop to get another bigger role or something that's, you know, let's say for example, hostage negotiator. I just came up with that on the fly. But if you want to get a hostage negotiator, what are the things that I'm actually missing? So you can actually get that skill gap analysis. Another thing is prompt engineering. So test how slight variations of your input profile drastically shifts your trajectory with the tool's latent space design. So AI Johnny, imagine if you were to just say, hey, if I were to get that certification, what would happen? How would that change my career trajectory? So that is actually something that you can actually do as well with this tool. And lastly is data visualization. So techies can actually study the UI to see best practices on how to visually render complex semantic search results to everyday users. And Sean is actually saying, oh boy, more nerding out coming our way. Bring it on, AI nerds. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, Shauna. All right, so this is the part where we actually get to the Q&A segment of the show. So again, if you're actually in the live stream, we are not ignoring you. Go ahead and ask your questions. There's about a 30-second delay. We are talking about, you know, these hidden AI, hidden Gemini hidden AI apps itself all this month on Tuesdays. In the month of March. But we actually are talking about career dreamers. So if you're joining us again for the first time, we're going to drop that link in the chat so you guys can actually follow along. But does anybody in the live stream get your questions ready? We'll come back to you after we get to the Zoom chat. So does anybody in the Zoom chat, does anybody have any questions about anything we taught today with respect to, you know, the app Career Dreamer, whether it is talking about embeddings and latent space and all the technical stuff that we actually threw out there, or any questions specific to AI?
I've got some queued up, brother.
Sure, go ahead, AI Johnny.
Got one from a 22-year-old gamer kid, so I guess he's just out of college. Wants to know, he's a beginner. Do I need to know exactly what I want to do before I use this tool?
Yeah, so that's the beautiful part about using things like embeddings. Embeddings doesn't care about the knowledge to get to the path. It just knows that what skills you have and what close associations you have to that path, right? So just fill out, you know, the random skills that you have, put it into your profile, and then the AI will connect all the dots for you. And then eventually you'll see something that either sticks out or resonates with you. And if you don't, try changing something something else or try to say what skills, if I was to learn these things, what jobs will open up for me. I love it, AI Johnny. Anybody have other questions?
I've got a data nerd wants to know how does it decide which dots are blue and which dots are green on this map?
Yeah. So that's it's probably something proprietary to Career Dreamer. How they build the app is actually pretty impressive. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to pull from the traditional labor market databases. So those are like say for example, you to type in mathematician. If you're going to study math, chances are you're going to get a mathematician related job. But indirectly associated, mathematicians can also be statisticians. Mathematicians can also be accountants. So there are these periphery things that are associated with the same thing that you're studying that might be on the fringes that may not directly tie into, say, for example, the labor market data. So they're actually doing some really cool things with the model here that I really, really like. That is actually really impressive. So really, really good job on Gemini here for what they're doing. Any other question?
Mathematicians can also be bookies, brother.
I love it, yeah, Johnny. Love it, love it, love it, love it,
That
love it.
would be a green dot. That would be a green dot because of all the money.
You're so right. You're
Okay, I
so
got a
right.
question here. I got another question from Future Thinker wants to know, will relying on AI's embeddings strip away the human intuition of finding a calling? Good question, I guess.
Yeah, what's funny is on our series on Fridays, we actually talk about the Humanity 2.0 No Jobs edition, right? So it's funny we actually have two contradictory classes. So we're teaching about careers and what you should be doing, and also we're teaching about what the future is going to look like as AI takes more and more jobs away. So if you actually want to catch up on that series is on Friday. So join on Friday if you don't want to miss that amazing episode. But I think the tool just acts as a compass, AI Johnny. So I think human intuition itself and human passion will still drive. So on last week's episode on Friday, we said, "What's the point of working if AI can do everything?" And that was such an amazing episode. It really touched me because people will actually do things because they want to and because of the struggle, and the struggle is sometimes worth it, and the memories is worth it. So I don't think it's like they're going to eliminate everything or strip away the human factor. I think it's just going to drive us to find our more passions and what can actually fulfill us meaningfully instead of just doing it for a paycheck. Great question.
So tuition ultimately overrides. I remember when I took the Briggs Myers test like 30 years ago, it came back and told me that I should take a job with lots of hard manual labor and lots of supervision. But my intuition said, no, go off and start an AI school. And that's exactly what I did.
Love it, love it, love
So
it, love it,
intuition overrode again.
love it, AI Johnny. All right, this is a section
Should we
of the
get to the
part.
news?
Yes, this is a section where we get to the news. So this is news you can use. So AI Johnny, what's in the news today?
Okay, here's what's trending on March 24th. OpenAI's super app pivot. OpenAI is officially pivoting away from their recent launch. Everything, strategy, and shelving side projects to build the single desktop super app. I don't know if that made sense. This app will merge ChatGPT, their Codex coding platform, and the Atlas browser into one unified workspace to push more agentic capabilities. Leadership admitted internally that fragmenting their focus slowed them down, and this massive consolidation is a direct move to catch up with rivals like Anthropic, who've been dominating the enterprise and coding space. That's exactly right. This news story reminded me of what Anthropic is doing with their Claude AI, Claude Code, and Claude Cowork. So it looks like AI is stepping up to compete in that space.
Definitely, yeah, Johnny. Anthropic is actually doing a really great job of actually, capturing the actual people and actually putting everybody in a consolidated, cohesive platform. OpenAI, because they did have first movers advantage, they did get out of the gate first, but they did have fragmented pieces of software that they were trying to figuring out the market. So they're trying to, prioritize and focus now. So they're going to make this super app and merge everything into one. So that's what their focus is. Love it. What next, AI, Johnny?
Big tech builds private power grids. The AI boom is officially changing how we get electricity because training and running massive AI data centers require unprecedented amounts of power. Big tech companies are now pivoting to build their own private power grids and power plants. This move is designed to ensure that the massive energy needs of these facilities don't destabilize public utilities or hike up the electricity bills for everyday Americans. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's the power is actually crazy. Be able to say thank you, and we actually talk about exponential. When you actually have a long conversation with your chatbot and you actually say just thank you at the end, the cost of just that thank you plus all your context and history was actually double because it's quadruples every single time, quadruples the actual resources taken to just process that thank you. So I know a lot of people are being polite and saying thank you, but the cost itself is just so expensive. Go ahead, AI Johnny. What's the last one?
Yep, there's a big teen AI divide. The new Pew Research study just dropped showing a massive generational divide in AI adoption. While many adults remain pessimistic about AI's impact on jobs, roughly 64% of teenagers, including my own, are now actively using AI chatbots. The wildest part, over half those teens use it for schoolwork, and 6 in 10 students say they use an LLM to cheat on assignments is now a common occurrence at their schools. That's
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, the cheating, I'm sure the teachers are having a rough time, and we're hearing a lot of feedback from teachers saying, the cheating is actually a problem. We teach ethical AI here at Airhead, so things like cheating and purpose and those other things. So we definitely can actually chat more about this AI, Johnny. But let's wrap up for a
Yep.
second.
The robotics news is terrifying and amazing. I'm going to go head over to grow.google/career dreamer right now. After this show, I'm going to drop my skills as a podcast host and an amateur chef and see if the embeddings tell me to become a game show announcer for the Food Network. And hey, to the team at Google, we know you're watching. Our students are hungry to master this. If you want to partner with Airhead Institute to create the ultimate Mastering Career Dreamer series, you know where we are. Join us tomorrow for Wednesday's workshop where we tackle the fear of the AI detector, radical transparency, focusing on academic integrity and how to ethically prove that you did the work. Junior, take us out, brother.
Exactly. Again, thank you guys for joining. Remember, the live classes itself are free and you can ask questions anytime on Zoom and on live stream. Sign up for a free account and RSVP for all our shows and get reminders at airheadinstitute.ai and support us by becoming a paid member. And also remember, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we actually have our Airhead after school and AI office hours every single Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. So if you're an Airhead Pro member, you can actually get advice and help with all your AI projects, get personal answers to your AI questions, and get to actually learn at your own pace in the AI Airhead After School program. AI Johnny, signing out. Catch you guys in the next one. Thank you, Shauna. See you later.
See you later.
That wraps up today's AI Power Up. If you joined late or you're new here, welcome to Airhead Institute. This is your daily destination for mastering artificial intelligence. We designed this lineup for everyone, whether you're a technical pro looking to upskill or you just want to chill and learn something new on your lunch break, we've got you covered. Our classes evolve every single month, so you're always on the cutting edge. And the best part? It's totally free to join. Once you're in, you can get live tips on your AI projects in our AI office hours and even enroll your kids in our Airhead After School program. Scan the QR code to join the community right now and make sure to like and subscribe at Airhead Institute on all socials. Guided by your hosts AI Junior and AI Johnny, we're here to help you win. Remember, AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. Don't get left behind. We'll see you next class. Bring a friend.